Hi, I'm Jenna, also known as Retro Lemon, and this is episode 28. I'm thinking I might title this episode Pattern Apology because I talked last week about my bot bites and the pattern would be out really soon and I happened to put it out later that evening. Now the thing is, I had been suffering from like major insomnia. It lasted about a week and a half of like 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours tops. So needless to say, as I'm typing up this pattern, there were a few errors. More than I would have liked. I think altogether there were 3. And pretty much they were minor. I mean, you could still knit the pattern just fine. Especially if you have knit some of my patterns before. To me, I'm like, well, it would have been obvious. Of course, I did have some people who were newer knitters, and they're the ones that caught it and brought it to my attention. So I had updated the pattern, and I'll show you in a minute here in case you don't know how to check for updates, because it's kind of changed. So I was on a VKN Monday night, so the night before last, with Susan, who's Rista1313, and Daniela, who is Caffeinated Gert, and she's the host of the Caffeinated Knitting podcast. And they pointed out I didn't put in the directions to stuff the feet. Wow. Totally offbeat with that one. So the pattern was good. Like, it works out the way it's supposed to. I forgot to put the bind off. I forgot to put the stuffed feet. So I went through with a fine-tooth comb. I read the pattern. I went through and I had originally wanted the pattern to be 2 pages. Before all the stuff the few things I forgot, I could fit it in 2 pages, and I kept trying to cram it in, sizing down the fonts of like the section titles and everything. And then finally I'm like, you know what, I'm not happy with it. I went through, I made sure everything else was correct. I had even asked during the VKN, I'm like, anything else, you know, is that it? So the pattern is fixed. The pattern should be fixed and perfect, and I have updated it. Now what that means, because if I were to update a pattern that was a paid for pattern and you bought it and downloaded it, you would get an email. I also select contact people through Ravelry as well. So if it's a free pattern, you don't know about that update until you go check it in your library. Now I wish it would like at least send you a Rav message. So if you have already downloaded the bot bite pattern and printed it off, especially, you wouldn't know. So if you have downloaded the pattern before Monday night, the 20th, your pattern needs to be updated. So what you do is you go to your library on Ravelry. I'm hoping there isn't a glare. And you find the pattern. So I'll enlarge this because I downloaded it and so I could show. So when you find the pattern, like here's the bot bite pattern, there will be a button underneath that says update available. All you have to do is just hit update pattern. Come on, hit update available. And it automatically updates the pattern. See, it'll bring you up a little box. And it says update pattern. And that's it. It's all ready to go. So when you go and you open up the pattern, it'll be fully correct. And my deepest apologies. And I know, you know, some people were like, oh, but it's a free pattern, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I feel that it reflects on me as a designer. But I had said before, August is the craziest month. That is why I do not have a paid for pattern this month, because there's no time to make sure that it was edited correctly, formatted, how I set everything up correctly. I didn't want to have to worry about test knitters. There was just too much stuff. So I had just opted not to have a paid for and do a free one instead because I thought that would be fun. And my apologies. I'm like, gosh, between Lulu and everything else, I'm like, I feel like a train wreck. But the kids are back in school, so that means I have quiet mornings again, because I don't always, once in a while listen to the radio, I don't watch TV, nothing. I like it quiet. I work so much better that way. So, now that I've told you about the Bot by update, how to update it, simple, easy peasy. But like I said, if you already downloaded it to your computer or you already printed it off, you're not going to know it's updated unless if you go and look in your RAV library. And I'm amazed, sometimes I'll just go through my RAV library just to see what patterns I have, because sometimes I forget I bought patterns or I just downloaded a free one and it'll say update available and I'll be like, didn't know that, you know. So I go through and like will check every once in a while. So if you haven't done that either, even if you haven't downloaded the Bot Bite pattern, which if you download it from here on out, you're good. Just check your RAV library and see what patterns, it's mainly free patterns because you won't get notified about it, that might need an updating. So then we're going to move on, and we have the 400 member pattern giveaway. I'm so excited. There were 87 posts in the thread, the first one being mine. So 2 through 87 will be the thing here. So we'll pick 3 winners, and you get to pick a pattern of your choice. So just go ahead and PM me on Ravelry, letting me know which pattern you want, and I will get that right out to you. So the first number is number 54. So we'll hop back over to Rav real quick, and that'll be page 3. Not 2, 3, silly. Touch screens, I'm telling you, you think I'd be used to it by now. Let's see, number 54 is 4 peanuts. And I had asked, to win the pattern, all you had to do was answer one of 2 questions, or both. Some people answered both. And I asked how you found the podcast, or what pattern you'd like to win. And 4 peanuts said, I found you through iTunes, quote, if you like this, you should like this one too, end quote. Congrats on hitting 400. So thank you. And her name is... Oh, his first name is Bean. So, like I said, 4 peanuts. You get a pattern of your choice. Let's go back here. Pick another. Generate. Oh! Number 2! That's awesome, because number 2 very rarely gets picked in the random number thing. So we'll see who is number 2. Sometimes when I see like a giveaway and they're doing random numbers, sometimes I don't like to be like in the first 2, you know. And that is Mostly Munchies, who is Melissa. And she says, I followed you over here from DDD way back when. I'm so glad you decided to write patterns and podcasts. I love them all, and even more having been able to see you, sort of, in real life. The kids and I love listening to you. Congrats on the 6 months and 400 members. Hey, thank you, Melissa. That's so nice. And the last one, number 38. And that would be page 2. Number 38 is Quilter Caroline. It says, congrats, I heard about your podcast and designs from Diane at Knittables. I would like to knit Ruby or Liam. Thank you. So once again, I don't want to hold anybody to the exact pattern they mentioned, which only one out of these people did. But like I said, just whatever pattern you like, just PM me. And I know sometimes when I give away patterns, or someone wins a free pattern from someone else, they have all my patterns and they would like another one. So if that is a situation, if you would like one of my patterns but you own all of them currently, you can be the first person to get the new pattern when it comes out. I will have one coming out in September. Hopefully early September, because I want there to be plenty of time for you to knit it for the October knit along. So, just throwing that out there. Next on the list of things to talk about is Laugh, Love, Knit on Ravelry, who is Melissa? I am so bad with names and I apologize immensely. Megan. I knew it was an M name, sorry. Megan, who is Laugh, Love, Knit, generously donated a copy of her new ebook called Laugh, Love, Knit's Charity Sock Pattern Book. And we are having a giveaway. Here's a picture of the cover shot. And what it is it's 5 different sock patterns, and each pattern represents a different charity. Just gonna see. Somewhere here on the pattern page it gives what each pattern represents. Okay, so there's 5 patterns. The first one is Slip Into Paradise. It supports the Endometriosis Association. Pillars of Strength represents the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Butterfly Away supports Ovations for the Cure. Puzzled supports Organization for Autism Research. And Dragon's Tail supports cystic fibrosis. So all of the patterns are also, all of the patterns are available individually, and they're $5 a piece. Or if you buy the ebook for $15, it breaks it down, and each sock pattern is only $3 a piece. So, and then all of the money goes to the organizations. I would imagine how it works is if you buy the ebook, like $3 from each goes to each organization, and if you buy the individual patterns, the money from that pattern goes to whatever that sock pattern is supporting that organization. So, so super awesome. I'm so appreciative, Megan, and I'm more than happy to help get the word out there about your ebook. She gifted one to me as well, and she totally didn't need to do that, but I really appreciate it. I really like the Pillars of Strength sock, and the question I had asked, in order to win this ebook, you need to just be a member of the group. You can only enter once, and then just take a look at the pattern page where all 5 patterns are listed, and tell us which one you would like to knit the most. I know some people are like, oh, I want to knit them all, or list more than one, but just take a look. I like the Pillars of Strength that has like these lines that go across, and I also like the butterfly ones. What is it, Flutterby? Or Butterfly Away, because they have like little butterflies on them. So it's really cute. Like I said, a free ebook, $15 value. And go check it out in case if you don't win, you can still buy one. And I will be drawing for that next week. So I had opened up the thread as soon as she sent the pattern and let me know and everything. And I like to open the thread a little early because I like to see who's paying attention to the group. So I think we already have like 25 or 26 people who have entered. So you have one more week. Go put your name in. Okay, moving right along. We have 1 week left of the July-August Retro Lemon Toy free-for-all knit-along. And it's going great. I think there's 80-some people that have entered. Anyways, there's lots. There's been lots and lots of really awesome patterns. Lots of owl puffs, which I totally expected since it's a freebie. Several bot bites have popped up, even with the flubbed out pattern. And anyone, I stuck them here because I was like, if anyone's like bot bites, what are those? In case you didn't see last week's episode, these are the bot bites. I had 5 samples, and I only have 2 left now because each kid grabbed one and ran off with it. But I'm kind of glad I got the silver and gray one, or the gray and yellow one, because I like this one. I don't like to play favorites or anything. They're both cute. I love this one too. So, and lots of Chelsea's, and I figured that'll be the pattern I show today. This is Chelsea the Chatterbox Monster. She's kind of a cubey shape. Because I was like, oh, she's kind of boxy. She can be a chatterbox, you know? And she has 4 little legs that I've had jokes of people say they look like udders. But it helps her stand up. She can stand up all by herself. Little arms, little I-cord hairs, which people have gotten creative with the hair. It's so neat. I put a little bow on her, but you can leave a bow off and it can be a boy. I use felt for the mouth, and I use fabric glue. I like liquid stitch. They have it at Joann's, which is a local chain store here in the U.S., and they also have it at Walmart, at least my Walmart. And we have like the most pathetic like crafting department now. So I figure if my Walmart still has it, probably most others do. So I have one here in variegated and one in solid. So she's cute no matter how you make her. And then real quick, I wanted to show, set her back over here. I wanted to show the prizes to help motivate you to get your butts in gear and get the toys in. Because you can enter as many as you can knit. So, and I also wanted a big thank you to everybody who sent prizes. So, a big thank you to Michelle of Dancing Dog Dye Works. She sent a skein of her waltz worsted. It's about 218 yards of a worsted weight, and it's super soft. It's super wash, and it's in the jelly beans colorway. And I didn't want to take out, I don't tie very good bows. It takes me several tries. And her stuff is always packaged so good, and she put candy in it. So I don't have any jelly beans except for the little mini skein I had gotten. But it's like rainbow with pink in it. So it's super, super bright colors. Gorgeous. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and pink. So you get a whole skein of that. That'll be the first winner, and I'm drawing winners for the prizes in order the prizes came in to me. So the next prize that came in to me was a cute strawberry shortcake box bag from Mostly Munchies, Melissa. She does, she works with the Silver Pumpkin, Faye, and she does the bags with zippers in it for her. So you get this uber cute vintage style Hello Kitty fabric. It is flannel with a strap. The inside matches with thread, polka dots. Super, super cute. And a matching little notions bag. Has some beads. And these bags are so well made. I mean, really, I have a Silver Pumpkin bag. It's a drawstring bag, and I use it all the time, too. And it is quality work, let me tell you. I adore Faye and Melissa. They are both super duper sweet and super active on the Retro Lemon Studio board, which is super awesome. So thank you so much, Melissa. That will be the second prize. The third prize is a skein of 716 knit in the 716 strong. It is 100% superwash merino, 210 yards, and it is called Pre-Birthday Spanking. And this was donated to the podcast for a prize by Jen, who is GI Punk Jen on Ravelry. And this is gorgeous. I love her stuff. Love, love, love her stuff. It has splashes of pink and bright yellows, and at points where the colors come together, it makes this bright orange. And it is just so fun. She is on Big Cartel now. So is the website on here? No, this still says Etsy, but she's not on Etsy anymore. She's on Big Cartel. And if you are looking for something bright and unique and super fun, check her out. Thank you again. Next up is a copy of the pattern of the Fruit Loops Gang by Susan Claudino. Hopefully I don't get too much glare. Anyways, there are super cute fruit critters. There's a lime, a lemon, a tangerine, and a mango, I think is what it's supposed to be. Super cute. So she generously donated a copy of this as a gift or a prize. And then the last one we have from Anders Mill, knitted pattern guides in this fun blue ribbon pattern. So 5 awesome prizes. Go get your critters done. Get monsters and aliens and all that other fun stuff. And then we have knit-alongs coming up in September, and it's September and October. It is a 2-month knit-along. We will be doing fall and winter accessories. So it's time to get started on those gloves, mittens, fingerless is fine, KALs, scarves, hats, any kind of accessory. And I said last week, I'm like, well, maybe not shawls, but you know what, you want to knit a shawl, a heavy shawl, or any kind of shawl, go ahead, I don't care. Accessories. And then in October, I'm doing a joint knit along with Diane of Knittables, and we are doing a Halloween toy knit along. She calls them monsters, but she'll tell you it's not just monsters exactly, but you can do animals, toys. Hers is a spin along knit along. So if you spin the yarn for your toy, you get to enter her knit along twice. You post a picture of the spun yarn and then a picture of the critter that you knit with it. Well, for my part of the knit along, you can knit any toy pattern out there that you can find. But if you knit it with one of my patterns, you get to put your thing in twice in my thread. So one thing, if you spin it, use my pattern, you can enter it 4 times. Twice in Diane's and twice in mine. Telling ya. And then she'll have good prizes, and I'm sure I'll have great prizes. Which brings me to, if anybody out there wants to donate yarn, bags, stitch markers, any kind of knitting, whatever, go ahead, feel free to contact me. I have people that are always like, oh, if you ever need prizes, let me know. And I'm like, I probably will. But I kind of feel awkward doing that. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to put people on the spot and put people out there and make them feel obligated, because I don't ever want to make anyone feel obligated, so I hate to ask directly. So, I know there's a few people who had said that, and they watch. So, if you happen to watch and you would like to donate a prize, PM me on Ravelry, or you can email me. Either way works. So, moving on into the knitting. I have a finished object, and I'm excited about it. And wasn't quite coming out how I expected, honestly. So I finished My Hope, which is by Laura Linneman of the Knit Girls. And it's gorgeous. I went and when I block something, I try not to over block it. And I've learned with shawls, if I block them perfectly straight, they don't fit me right. They just don't wrap around me. So mine is very crescent shaped, because that's what it told me it wanted to do. So it is very crescent shaped. And because it's very crescent shaped, it fits me very nicely. Let's see. I always feel silly because I can't see myself. I use a camera instead of a webcam. So, but I think that's good. Oh, it smells so good. I used my soak in the Celebration scent. Oh, it smells fabulous. And I know it totally clashes with the sweater I have on. And no, I didn't knit this. Anytime I wear a sweater, I get at least 1 PM about, did you knit your sweater? No. I'm not really a garment knitter. I would love to be, but I'm not. So, I'm happy with it. It actually, it's a smidge bigger than I was expecting, which is good because I like big shawls. I'm not a shawlette person at all. And the only thing I'm disappointed about is my yarn choice. I used 3 Irish Girls. It's the Adorn Sock and the You Are My Sunshine color base. And the only thing I'm disappointed about is there is a lot more yellow than I was expecting. Like in the hank and in the skein, the yellow looked very just here and there, and I was expecting the purple to be a lot more dominant than it is, but the purple really kind of gets washed in with all the blue. And I just wasn't expecting the yellow to be quite as yellow. And then my beads, I don't know that you'll be able to see the beads. I love my bead choice. Now, I put a picture on Ravelry, and I'm sure it was lighting and stuff, but the beads looked like they were going to be way too light for the colors in the shawl. And really, they are perfect. They are spot on, and they're random. Some are frosted, some are silver lined, some are just glass, colored glass. And I think it was an absolute perfect choice. Like I said, I don't know. Try to get as close as I can. I don't know that my camera will focus, and I don't know that you'll be able to see them. But they're there, and they're lovely, and I'm happy with the shawl as a whole. Like I said, the color, I wasn't expecting quite that much yellow. And then I ended up not even needing the second skein. So I put it in my destash because Diane had talked about, you know, destashing some of hers and organizing it and cutting back on buying. And I've definitely been trying to cut back on buying. And I had kind of been thinking the same thing. Like, I really need to go through and pick my favorites. And if there's something that I see and it doesn't make me just go, oh, I love it, and I'm like, then it's probably time to get rid of it. So I just put the one that I had bought on destash right back on there, because I don't know that I'll use it for anything else. I'm not real crazy about variegated socks. I like stripy socks. The stripier, the better. But this came out really nice. I'm really happy with it. I didn't have any problem with the little crisscrossy cables, but that's just me. I thought it worked up really super fast. You know, great TV knitting in the car. I worked on it while I VKN'd last week. Very enjoyable. And then for my works in progress, I love this bag. This is the Large Knittings My Bag. This thing is freaking-enormous. Perfect for my traveling sweater. So I finished another wedge. This is where I was last week. And I just finished the other one last night. So I have 3 wedges done out of 8. Now, I am knitting this. It is, what is it? This is a traveling sweater pattern by A. Karen Alfke. I think that's how it's pronounced, and I apologize if I'm wrong. I'm knitting it with Blue Moon Fiber Arts Woo Boo in the Ravenscroft colorway. So it's gray with like little pops of avocado green and like a deep grassy green. I don't know that the variegation will show up, but we'll try it. Why not? Now, it is 2x2 rib, sport weight yarn on size 3 US needles. This is taking forever. I'm like, I was sitting there, this is what I was knitting on while I was VKNing, and Susan, Rista1313, was like, shoot me now, and I'm like, it's kind of the way I'm feeling, but I mean, I take it in the car, I knit on the go with it, I take it wherever I have to go pretty much, although it's getting a little bit big to fit in my purse. Like at first I could just throw it in my purse. But I take it, you know, anytime we're in the car, or you know, like I can do it while I VKN, and at knit night I worked on it. And, I mean, it's easy. I don't even need the pattern anymore at this point until I get to the sleeves. But it's just, oh, I hate rib. I hate 2x2 rib. I especially hate 2x2 rib with sport weight yarn and size 3 needles. So, but I keep telling myself, it's a piece. It's like a staple piece. It will hopefully be one of those things that I will love forever and can wear with everything. But I'm like, I'm not a fan of gray to begin with. It's not a color I would have picked if I didn't expect to be able to wear it with color. So that was my thought behind it. I'm like, well, I don't want to spend that much time and money on yarn and have it be a solid color and only be able to wear it with certain things. Now there's little subtle pops of green in it, but everything I pretty much own will go with green. So it works good for me. The other works in progress I have in my cute little Ravelry bag is a Ruby the Lovable Huggable Monster. My daughter had specifically asked for this for her birthday in this yarn. And this is some of my hand spun. It is Into the World. It was a club yarn. It's BFL, so it's Blueface Luster, in the colorway Fierce and Flawless. And it is a 2-ply, and it was like all kinds of crazy barber pulley. I think I only got like 114 yards. So it better be enough, because if it's not, I'll be really bummed. But this is what she wanted. So it's kind of striping. You see light pinks and dark pinks and some little pops of yellow. And I'm knitting this on a size 5. I probably could have went down to a 4. But I think there's a few spots where it gets a little thinner and thicker. And I definitely think going up to a 6 would make those parts with the thinner just too thin. So I have to have this done by the end of the week. And I'm 2/3 of the way done with the body. So this is what I've been working on in the evenings the last couple nights. Well, not last night because I had knit night. So since the weekend. But I will have it done for her birthday. Because even though we had the party on her actual birthday, she gets to pick what she wants for dinner. She'll get a cake. We sing happy birthday, candles, the whole bit. And she gets a homemade present. Because that's how we work it. In case you haven't watched before, we do a homemade present on their actual birthday. And then they got their store-bought gifts at the party. So, moving on. I have no yarny goodness this week, but I have some coming. Now, I figure I'll mention part of it now. Desert Vista Dye Works has a thread every month for the first 10 days of the month for the next month's special colorways. Well, I had suggested a few pictures, and one of the pictures I suggested, it's a ladybug on a leaf or a blade of grass or something. It's green that it's sitting on. And it was chosen as one of September's colorways. So what's super awesome is if your colorway gets picked and she dyes it up, you get a free skein. So I got, and you can pick like striped or variegated or gradient. And so I picked striped because there's striped sock knit-alongs coming up. And I love stripes. Striped socks are my favorite. So now through the end of August, it's like 5 or 10% off. I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe it's 10% off. 5 or 10, don't hold me to a specific number. But I also know that somebody's doing a sock knit-along in September. Knittables. And she just might have a coupon code over in her group for 20% off your order. So go stock up on your Desert Vista Dye Works. Because I just might have ordered the Ladybug yarn and a variegated as well. And maybe a couple others. I fell down hard on the Desert Vista Dye Works. I had been wanting a couple of her colorways anyways. But then when she did the Ladybug yarn and then the coupon code, it was all downhill. Couldn't help myself. So next, I have a magazine review. I think I've had this for like the last 2 weeks, and I keep forgetting it in the other room, and I didn't feel like grabbing it. And it is the Interweave Knits Fall 2012. And, okay, this issue did not wow me. For me, Interweave Knits is hit or miss. Now, I probably will never knit anything out of all the Vogue magazines I have, but I love the articles. I think Vogue does a really good job with the articles. Now, Interweave Knits can have some good articles too, but they don't wow me the way that Vogue does. So I don't always buy this magazine, unlike Vogue Knitting that I buy religiously. And you would think I'd get a subscription, but people always complain that it's on the newsstands before the subscriptions come out. So I don't want to wait. And that's why I don't get a subscription. So one I really liked, and if you watch the Knit Girls, I'm sorry if this is like a repeat. They have an article about yarn companies that raise their sheep and wool and all that here in the U.S. And it's really cute because they took all the different yarns and they made a log cabin square with it. And I still want to make like a log cabin blanket one day out of like scrap superwash wools and have it be like super crazy because traditional is not me. And then it gives a description of all the yarn because they have it numbered, the company, and a little bit about it. So I thought that was really neat. I enjoyed that. The pattern that I was really like, ooh, I absolutely love this, is the, what is it, the Petite Four pullover. Pullovers intimidate me. Like the couple sweaters I have made, they're cardigans, and I'm a cardigan kind of girl because I like to layer because I get either really, really cold or really, really hot. I'm never in between. So I love this. I love the collar. I love that they use a heavier yarn, and then I believe it's a lace weight yarn for the color work. I think that's gorgeous. If there was one thing I would make out of this magazine, it would be that at some point. Maybe. A miss for me was the, see if I can figure out which is which. Page 30. I'm on page 23. I don't know. It's a pullover. And it has these it has stripes. But within the stripes, they do this weird drop stitch thing, and I'm not feeling it. I think if it would have just been solid stripes, I would have liked it. Not crazy about the drop stitches. Didn't like it. Not at all. Then they put the patterns in with it, which I like. I don't like it when the patterns are in the back. I just don't. I couldn't find my little tabby things, so I apologize. And this is something like, okay, I am sure there are a million patterns like it on Ravelry, so it's like nothing that's like revolutionary in the knitting world, but I like the cable felted bag. I wouldn't want it like an off-white, but I like it. I like messenger bags. I would totally tote that around. Okay, and this I love. But let's face it, if you have any slight of bump or curve or something in the wrong spot, this is not going to be flat around you. And it has like a little pocket in the front. Like I said, if you're skinny as a twig, or at least smooth as a twig, then this would be great. I really like the big chunky collar. I like the little cat sleeves. I think that's super cute. I couldn't pull it off, but I'm sure there's someone out there who can. That girl, I mean, she can wear it. But I thought that was really cute. It's one of those, oh, if I was only 10 sizes smaller. I know some of you are out there going, mm-hmm. It's so hard because there are some like really good pictures that are in with the pattern that I can't show you because I'll totally show the pattern, and that's a no-no. There was another one that I liked. Oh, these mittens. I don't know what it is about these mittens. They're Gretel's mittens. And they have like this ziggy-zaggy pattern. And look like, I don't know if they're real buttons or just little like knitted bobble faux looking buttons. But I thought those were really cute. I'm not crazy about the color because it kind of is like baby poop color, but I'm thinking, oh, in a burnt orange or a, like, rustic green or something. Those would be awesome. I'm like, I'm in the mood to make some mittens. I might try those. I like mittens. And then there's, I don't know, like the sweater on the cover. It's better than the picture there. Okay, this just, I don't know. I would never wear this. It is just, I don't like the collar. I don't like the pattern. That's just me. I'm surprised the other sweater, the Petite Four pullover, wasn't on the cover, because to me that was a striking sweater. This is like, nah. And I think it's called Downton pullover. And I'm like, really? There's not a lot in this section that wows me. Now, what I'm kind of disappointed is I think this would have been a really cute cardigan if it would have been something other than umbrellas. I'm like, umbrellas? You're going for, you know, late 19 teens to early, like around 1920 was like the whole Downton thing and some of the other things in this inspired section. And then you do umbrellas? I don't know. I think it would have been cuter if it would have been something else. I just don't get the umbrellas. I thought this cardigan was super cute. I really like that. Let's see if I can find the name. Cornflower cardigan. I was talking on the VKN, you know, so many people talk about lace and how lace intimidates them. Lace doesn't faze me. I mean, I guess, I had told my husband, I'm like, I don't think I process things the same as other people, because I just want to be like, I don't get it. It's lace. To me, it's simple, but to someone else, I mean, I can see how yarn over, like, it can be confusing. Color work scares the crap out of me. I'm like, this, even just this little panel here and at the pockets, scares the poo out of me. Like, seriously, I look at that and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just make it solid color. But I'm doing color work mittens for our knit along, so I'm going to be challenging myself. But I think that's really cute, and I love the buttons on it. These chunky leather wrapped buttons. Cute, cute, cute. I would make that. It could be on the to-do list. Let's see, where's that sweater? Did I miss it? Maybe. Anyways, so that's just, like I said, my hits and misses for In a Weave Knits Fall 2012. That my husband was so sweet and went to the grocery store and saw it and picked it up for me. He usually ends up buying my knitting magazines only because for some reason when he makes a run to the grocery store without me is when they come out. And there was something else he was he was buying this magazine for me and a bottle of raspberry wine that I love. I had my friend coming over and he grabbed it. And I was like, did the cashier look at you funny? And he goes, oh, she looked at the magazine, goes, oh, you knit? Like, excited, and he goes, no, my wife. I wish he would knit. I tried to teach him once. He was utterly frustrated, and I knew it was a lost cause. So, now into spinning. I have finished spinning, all spun up. I love this. I ridiculously stinking love this. And I'm not going to unhank it because, okay, I used my new Nitty Knotty I showed a couple weeks ago from Knit Picks. It's the 2-yard one. And I think I must have gotten used to the smaller skeins because this one, it was like really long and you should have seen me try to hank it up. Oh my goodness. I had to do it like half a dozen times to get it properly done. So this is Into the World. It is the club coordinate. So it doesn't have a name. It has a number. So this is number 9.3. or 9.3. Real exciting, right? It is Rame Brulee. And this took forever to dry. It's so soft and like super squishy. It's almost spongy feeling to me. But I think this is my most evenly spun yarn to date. And it is just this bright, gorgeous aqua. It's maybe a hair more on the blue side than green. And it is just absolutely lovely. And I got my most yardage out of this. It's 4 ounces, or it's like 4.9 ounces maybe, I think. And I got 267 yards, and it is probably about a DK. So I am totally thrilled. I've never gotten that much yardage. It spun really nice. It spun, I don't know, it was weird spinning it. I don't know what, I can't place my finger on it. But like I said, it's kind of spongy feeling. You know, it's soft and it's squishy. It's just weird. It's unlike anything else I've ever spun and really touched yarn-wise, because to my knowledge, I've never laid a hand on Rame Brulee until then. So, but it's gorgeous. I'm so thrilled. This color is even more pretty in person. I don't know that I'll put in a before shot, because it's a solid color, or, you know, semi-solid. So, I do that with variegated fibers. I don't think I need to do it for a solid. I don't know. What do you think? Next, on the bobbin, since it's still August and the Knit Girls Expand Your Horizon for fiber is Rame Brulee, I am knitting my Captain Tight Pants, which this is the coordinate for this, which this is so much brighter than the aqua in the thing. That's okay. I'm loving this. I love the colors. It's rich chocolate browns, rich reds, oranges, bright marigold yellows, deep like midnight blues, and yet the bright pops of aqua. It is just stunning. What I decided to do, because it is a variegated fiber, and I really love the colors being so saturated, I went and I split my braid. Well, it didn't come braided, it was just in a bag. But anyways, I split it down the middle as evenly as possible. And then I split each half into 3 more strips. So there's 6 strips altogether. I weighed them out. They are all as perfectly even as I can get. I think I'm maybe a half a gram like to one side or the other. And I'm going to spin them, each 3 pieces, in the same direction. And I'm going to spin the other one on the other bobbin in the same sequence, going the same direction, so when I ply them together, hopefully the colors will match up as much as possible. I will probably get a little bit of barber poling, but I'm really hoping that the colors will stay. I know the brown and the midnight blue should match up pretty good because they're pretty big blocks of color. So, on the bobbin, there's only 1/6 of the fiber, so it's less than an ounce. So I will be spinning this. I kind of am like in the spinning mood today. I spun this morning. So that's all I have on the bobbin. And then the only fiber goodness I have is Into the World. So if you're in the Into the World club and you have not gotten yours and you don't want to see it yet, look away. I stayed in, I think it's the Classic Fiber Club. I didn't go for the Luxe Fiber Club because I don't like spinning stuff with silk in it very much. I like just straight up wool. So this is the August 2012 Classic Fiber Club, and it is Pamukkale. P-A-M-U-K-K-L-E. Pamukkale. Anyways, the inspiration, the Firefly inspiration colors are over with. Captain Tight Pants was the last one. And now, this month, in the next 3 months are inspired by national parks. I don't think it was limited to, I think it was just a national park anywhere. It wasn't limited to the U.S. because not all of the club members are in the U.S. And I got 100% Polworth, which is my favorite fiber. Love me some Polworth. It just spins so amazing. If you haven't spun Polworth yet, give it a try. So the inspiration picture was like a glacier type park, and Chris nailed it on colors. It's this gorgeous grays, kind of white little, it's not white, but you can definitely see where the colors are just run. And then this, okay, it's a little bluer, little bolder, but so it's an aqua. You know, Chris does an amazing job. Into the World Fiber has the most awesome fiber prep. I can't say a bad thing about it. It's on my favorite fiber. I don't like the colors. I know everybody in the Into the World Fiber thread is like, oh, it's the most beautiful fiber I've ever seen. Well, if you can remember me talking about my traveling sweater, I'm not a very big fan of gray. I'm actually pretty floored at times when I look at my traveling sweater that I picked a gray. Now I'm starting to think, well, maybe I should have went with more of a brown tone. I'm just not into gray. Gray to me, when I think of gray, in my mind, it's very masculine to me. I'm not like foo-foo pink frilly girl, but to me it's just masculine and I don't wear a lot of it. I think this is like the only thing I own with gray in it, and I just bought it. Because I like chevron stuff. It's just not me. It's just not what I would pick. It was cute because I put in the Into the World thread, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be the odd one out and be like, I'm just not digging it, you know. If it would have been like the bright aqua and brown, I would have so been all over it. Gray, not so much. So I still want to spin it because I love Polworth and I love Into the World, but I think maybe when I spin it, maybe the hand spun will become a gift for somebody. Can't say who because it might be watching. So, like I said, super soft. I love Polworth. I love Into the World. I'm so glad to be a part of the club, big time. Glad I stayed with the classic fiber. But the colors just aren't me. And then it was cute because I had posted, you know, I'm not into grays. And Chris is like, well, I promise next month's club doesn't have gray in it. So, I'm hoping, I really want something very autumnal. But I can't remember which pictures were chosen. I'll have to go back and look. So, there it is. Into the World, August Club. So, that's it. That is all I got for this week. Like I said, don't forget, 1 week. 1 week left until I close the thread. It'll close the 29th, around noon, slightly after, right before I get ready to record Eastern time, Eastern Daylight Time. So just get them in. You can do it. I have faith in you. Any show notes about anything that I've shown here on the episode today will be on the blog. It is Retro Lemon Studio, no S, because sometimes people say studios, no S. RetroLemonStudio.com, where there is links to everything I talked about and where to find it or the company that makes it. Like I said, this is like a club yarn, so you won't be able to order this, but you'll get to see all the other amazing colorways that Into the World does. And they do yarn as well as fiber. As well as patterns. Any patterns you see on here, there will be a link of where you can find it. So, I am Jenna. I am Retro Lemon. All the places you can find me, which is Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest. And until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.